Hello friends, my name is Prajakta Sambhaji Kale. Today's topic is history of a drug discovery. Shortly after amphetamine, methamphetamine was synthesized from ephedrine in 1893 by Japanese chemist Nagai Nagashi. 3 decades later, in 1990, methamphetamine hydrochloride was synthesized by pharmacologist Akira Ogata via reduction of ephedrine using red phosphorus and iodine in 20th century, in which until the 19th century natural extracts from the natural worlds were the only source of medicine. In the 19th century, experimental procedures were developed were used to purify active principle from these extracts. The first of the semi-synthetic analogues were also prepared during the 19th century, in which 1990s herbal drugs and serendipitous discoveries are there. Certainly, in the most famous antibacterial discovered in the 1920 and 1930s was penicillin, which was found through almost sheer serendipity in the years after World War. Alexander Fleming was seeking better antiseptics, and in 1921 he found in a substance in mucus that killed bacteria. There is a in which throughout in 1920s and 1930s new technologies and new science interacted as a psychology led to the discoveries of vitamins and increasing knowledge of hormones and body chemistry, in which new drugs and new vaccines flowed from development started in the previous diseases like decades. Sulfa drugs become the first of the antibacterial wonder drugs promising broad spectrum cures. Penicillin was discovered, but its development had to await new technology, and World War II hastened it. New instruments such as the ultracentrifuge and refined techniques of X-rays, crystallography paralleled the development of virology as a science, in which isoelectric precipitation and electrophoresis first become important for drug purification and analysis. Overall, the medical science were on firmer footing than ever before. This was a period in which the Food and Drug Administration, this is as FDA, gained independence as a regulatory agencies, and researchers relieved in the expanding knowledge base and their new instruments. They created fusion medicines and machines that would ultimately be known as molecular biology. There is a two drug discovery in 1920 and 1930s are there. First is the rise of a biotechnology, and second one is the use of IT. With the help of biotechnology and with the help of IT, there is a new drug discovery formation in history of a drug. There is a just as a pharmaceutical chemist sought magical bullets for myriad diseases in the first 2 decades of a country or century, chemists in the 1920 century and 13th century expanded in the search for solution to the bacterial and viral infections that continued to plague humankind. That is the first great pharmaceutical discovery of the 1920s addressed not an infectious disease but a psychological disorder, in which diabetes mellitus is caused by malfunction of a pancreas, resulting in the failure of that gland to produce insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. For most human history, this condition mean certain death. Since the late 19th century, when the common A connection between diabetes and pancreas was first determined in isolated to the essential hormone and injected into the body to control the disorder using dogs as experimental subjects. Numerous researchers had the physician Frederick Benting made the necessary breakthrough. It's all about history of drug discovery in 19th century and 1920 1913th century.